Why do we force?
So we can learn to pick ourselves up.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new YouTube video, and today we are back 5 weeks post-surgery. This is the very first time I'm actually in the gym without having my cast on, and we started off the session by unfortunately losing to this older gentleman on the air bike. But all jokes aside, I was very happy that the 10 minutes on the air bike didn't aggravate my knee too much or cause too much pain, and so we continued on into what I will call my rebuilding the knee or bulletproofing my right knee training session for the next couple of weeks. We started off with backward sled walks. Obviously, I was not only coordinately a bit challenged, but I was really trying to place the toes behind my knees and therefore create tension on the patella tendon, therefore trying to slowly get it back to the old strength and also building back the quad muscles. I'm really not focusing on pulling, but rather pushing the ground away from me to emphasize, as I said before, the tension on the quads and on the patella itself. I have not been walking for 5 weeks, and I should technically not walk until next week, so I should technically have been resting for 6 weeks, but ever since last weekend, I believe, I was already able to more or less jump or walk on both legs. Depends on how you define walking. Progression in recovery is definitely there, and the next exercise we switched to was the tibialis raises. And the tibialis is the antagonist to the calves. Usually people train the calves, but they forgot to also train the tibialis muscle, and it really acts as a decelerator for your foot and plays a crucial role. For example, you fall or you want to decelerate, and it's really helping the knee joint, taking away some of the impact of the force when decelerating, and hence it is also really important for walking, jumping and squatting. And what is also important for squatting is obviously my knee being able to balance, not only be strong but also be able to balance. And I then proceeded to do step ups, or at least in the beginning I tried doing the step ups, but there was really no chance in the setup I was using at first to getting my knee, and I severely underestimated how weak and vulnerable really my knee was. So on the one hand, it was a very successful session, but on the other hand, obviously you could still see that my knee needed some more time, to get somewhat to at least 50, 60 or 70%. But what I account for most of the success in this recovery in the past few weeks is really my sleep. So let me walk you through what I did after surgery. After surgery, or right when the day the surgery happened, or actually the week before the surgery, I started going to bed at around 9:30 to 10 and really try and wake up at 7 or around 8 maybe. And this schedule I was able to keep, luckily also because I had very good surgeons and my knee, or I encountered very little pain after the surgery. I literally had close to zero pain, which was very impressive given that they put some nails and worked on really the bone and the cartilage there. But I guess lucky me, and so I was really able to sleep through the night, have no pains whatsoever, and I would just wake up whenever you need to go to the toilet or whatever. But mostly I really was able to keep the schedule, and this consecutively over the past few weeks. This also originated in a podcast I listened to. By the way, the Huberman Lab podcast has their episodes out with Matthew Walker, sleep scientist. But really, what I wanted to express is it really shifted my mind to when I heard how not only anabolic but also important sleep is for your recovery. I just made the mind shift to think, okay, I'm a professional sleeper. I will always go to bed at the same time. I will treat it just as I treat, for example, training. I will try and measure it as best as I can. And obviously the sleep scores on the screen that you see are pretty much indicative. They cannot tell you anything, but they're relative to how I sleep. And if I have a sleep score of 70 and then I have a sleep score of 85, I can definitely see that I improved something in my sleep, whether it be the quantity, the quality, the regularity, or the timing. These are really the 4 main pillars I tried measuring my sleep by. And quantity, obviously, how much time do I need to spend in bed, which is usually, in order to hit my goal of at least 8 hours of sleep, I almost have to stay in bed for close to 9.5 to 10 hours, because throughout the night, obviously you're sometimes awake, you don't really notice these like micro awakenings, but sometimes you also have longer periods where you go to the toilet or whatever. But these all accumulate into, for me, usually between 1 hour and 1 hour 20. So this is why I'm saying to hit 8 hours of sleep, I have to at least be in bed for 9 to 9.5 hours. Secondly, quality, also very important. I stopped eating very late, even though studies don't really suggest that it makes a huge impact, but I really tried getting my dinner in earlier, and this was also mainly due to the fact that I started going to the gym throughout the middle of the day or during my lunch breaks, which helped me tremendously get my sleep schedule also to earlier, because I was not so aroused in the evening, coming home late right after training. You usually have a pretty hard time sleeping. And then the timing, as I said, the schedule has been consistent for this entire 6-week period or 5-week period now, 10 to 7. That is my sweet spot personally, and I intend to keep it that way. That being said, guys, I really enjoyed making this video. Really enjoy being back. We'll have to see what I will film, because the next few vlogs will look to be more bodybuilding focused, as I have to build also the muscles back in my leg. Would make no sense to jump into deadlifting or squatting yet, and hence the upper body movements are also very much bodybuilding focused. So I'll think about what I'll film, but really enjoyed making this video. Thank you for watching, appreciate it, and wish you all the love, all the power. Have a good one.